Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. Jacob Garcia here, your Sacramento Realtor. I'm here with my good friend Doug Ross, who is our in-house loan officer, who does residential and commercial mortgage. Thanks, Doug, for joining us today.
Good to be here.
Yes, we have a bunch of questions that we got in from our viewers and our clients. So, question number one, Doug. What is the difference between wholesale brokers and direct lending, and which one is better?
So good question, right? I get that all the time. I say I'm a wholesale broker and people are like, what does that even mean, right? So a direct lender means that the loan officer themselves are working for one bank, right? It's kind of like having one brand. Like you go into a car dealership and they're working for Hyundai, so you're gonna get a Hyundai, right? And there's some advantages to that because it could be a really great company you're working for and they have great products. But the disadvantage is that one brand can't be the best at everything, right? They're not gonna have the fastest car, the cheapest car, the safest car, have your best truck line as well as motorcycles. I mean, every brand's gonna be good at doing a couple of things and everything else is just gonna be okay. And so as a wholesale broker, I'm not tied to just one name or one brand, right? I work for 100 different banks. And as such, I can provide a lot more diversity when it comes to products, right? Making sure that I find the right product that complements the uniqueness of a borrower's situation, whether it's credit scores, whether it's great down payment. Every bank's gonna have a niche out there. The other big thing about a wholesale broker is that banks are competing for your business, right? When I price out a loan for a borrower, I'm sure you've heard the saying that when banks compete, the borrowers win, right? Or the client wins, right? And that's what happens as a broker because these banks are competing for the best pricing so that I can give the borrower the best deal possible. Versus a direct lender where you work for one bank and they have what they have and they don't have what they don't have. It's very black and white versus offering a little more diversity and more ability to be fluid when it comes to the borrower.
Right. And you come from the direct lending background?
I do. So I have 4 years as a direct lender. Really enjoyed doing it, but honestly, I'd lose deals to brokers because the pricing was just so much better. And I found myself bound by my brand, right? My bank did a couple of good products, and if I had a borrower that fit inside that box, they got a great deal and it was a great experience. But if they didn't fit inside the box, then I wasn't a good fit. And I wanted to be able to have a little more diversity. I mean, a good example is I pre-approved someone 3 months ago. This just happened a week ago. And we went into contract. All was well. They're excited for their home. It's a VA. I'm really excited. These people have been looking for a long time. And we do a credit refresh because the credit report had expired. And their credit scores dropped 30 points. It was huge. Wow. They had a late. They didn't even know. And the lender came back afterwards and they're like, sorry, we can't make this work. And it was devastating, or it could have been devastating. And I'm like, okay, well, let's try my other lenders, right? So I shot it over to another bank. They were able to make it work, and she's getting her keys next week.
Awesome.
So that fluidity of being able to say, okay, well, if that's not going to work, who can make it happen? You have as a wholesale broker versus one bank, one answer, yes or no. So that's the difference.
Awesome. So when did you decide to make that jump to wholesale?
So it was about 6 months ago. I was looking for a change. I had a really good assistant who was just my right hand. She's actually my sister, and she found another line of work, and so it caused me to start thinking about things outside the box. Talked to a lot of different direct lenders, and I didn't really see anything that was that overwhelmingly different to inspire me to go elsewhere. And then I actually lost a pre-approval to a wholesale broker, Elite Mortgage, in fact. And I got curious, and instead of getting mad about it, I'm like, well, ask the borrower, what are they offering that's so much better? And they told me. And I asked to speak to the loan officer and couldn't believe the rate they were offering them, couldn't believe the deal, and ended up having a good relationship with that loan officer. I ended up getting interviewed and made the change. But it was because at the end of the day, I wanted to offer more. I mean, direct lenders tend to pay their loan officers a little bit more, but the borrower's also picking up that tab, and they're picking up the tab of the branch manager and the regional president and the company, whatever. There's a ladder of people that are getting paid in direct lending versus brokering it out where you just pay your broker and that's it. And so there's not so many built-in fees, and at the end of the day, the borrower's paying less.
Right. Yeah,
so
that makes a ton of sense. Well, thanks, Doug, for that information. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment below, and we'll get back to you with more information to help you guys make the best decision possible. And Doug's contact information is below, and feel free to call him if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.